kind of
This
explain.
conference will now be recorded.
And then we take public input, and then we deliberate as the board and make our decision from there.
I mean, like, if you could sit at the table or.
Yeah,
mic,
you get used to
so
it,
it's recorded.
Sorry for the penmanship. Terrible handwriting. Okay. I'm applying for a variance in section.
I'm sorry, could you just hold the mic a little closer because someone's going to take these. I want to make sure she gets them. Thank you.
Section 8, Article 8, 7, Section C of the zoning ordinance permit. Existing home, the purpose is for the existing home to be shifted to the center of the lot and to increase the space between my home and our abutters to the west. If the variance would grant that, it would center our home on the lot, leave more space between the units. Granting the variance would do substantial justice because it is obviously not creating a hardship on abutters and add space between the units that are only 8 foot 8 inches now. If the variance were granted, the values of the surrounding properties would not be diminished because it would be a new home being built, and it would benefit all by making more space in the area and raising the property values of my abutters. Any unnecessary hardships? Owing to a special condition of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area, denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship because most neighbors have built new or added to their existing homes and have updated in recent years. No fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance provision and the specific application of this provision to the property because the lot is in an association, and I at that time, I didn't believe it was a public way. I'm not even sure about that right now. The proposed use is a reasonable one because it centers our new home on our lot and creates more space between abutters and existing homes. Explain if the criteria in subparagraph A are not established, an unnecessary hardship will be deemed to exist if and only if, owing to special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area, the property be reasonably used in strict conformance with the ordinance, and a variance is therefore necessary to enable a reasonable use of it. It would create more difficulty in construction and demolition, not the demo, I mean, but the construction of our new home. And most importantly, leave spaces in between the units that are existing now. That's,
If you want
That's
to
pretty much
share
it.
some of your photos that might.
okay. Go ahead and sit down and do this.
You can stand, whatever's better for you.
The property we own is, it's really dilapidated. It's falling apart and the floors are all uneven and wobbling. And, you know, I'm afraid somebody could get hurt
So his
as it
house
is. So I have
this
to
is his
do,
house.
Okay,
I have to rebuild.
This is the abutting house.
which,
This is the abutting house.
this house,
That
I'm
is-
assuming with
yes.
this deck here?
That's the east of
Right.
butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's also the east of butter?
This is your east abutter as well.
That is south west of butter.
Because
This way? Okay.
Here's the one. The first one showed,
Is it on piers now? Piers? or-
Yeah, well, I believe so.
Yeah, it's on pier.
It's on whatever they could get underneath it.
yeah, this is it. I guess
This is the
that's-
house?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, the
This
new,
is the house?
That's it, yes,
Yeah, and this is it set back here, right?
yes.
now, the new house that you're proposing, is it gonna be of the same size?
The footprint, yes,
Same footprint size,
yes, 44 by 28.
and same height?
No, I would add a floor,
You'd add a floor,
yes,
Mm.
an attic naturally.
so a floor and an attic, so it's gonna go up.
It's gonna be
So it'd be like
2 stories plus a.
That's actually.
Yes. The abutter to the southeast, I recently put on had an addition built onto his property, and there's a picture of it there, I believe.
See that one?
He doesn't need a variance to add another story,
It
correct?
stays the same footprint,
Same
same
thing,
size.
could go up. So you're just looking to take the existing footprint and shift it, what is it?
Shift it to the,
They just don't have the same references as far as distances.
I know, on the two.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like 4 feet, I think.
They put the distance from building to building, but not building to the setback.
right, and then they
First
did
one.
setbacks.
they
to-
did.
And then they,
did the setback to the line and not to
Right.
the building.
all right.
It was just
So
kind of
two different-
useless.
Right.
So the existing building that's there now is 28 by 44,
Yes,
just 1 story.
yes.
Yeah, it's that one. You can show Brian what the house looks like now. I don't know if you got the last picture that shows the one of
This is
the whole house.
looks like now?
Is that?
No, that's my west abutter, that's it, right here.
Yep. Okay.
So in this picture, I guess it would be that one right there.
Yeah. Believe so. Yeah.
That's you right there.
In the back.
Yes.
Thank you.
I have a fairly large family. Myself, my wife, 5 sons.
Big boys.
They're girls, they're children. And as it is now, if, we have any more than 5 people there, we have to blow up air mattresses and put them all over the floor. And we only have 1 bathroom. And when we bought 20 plus years ago, this was always our dream to be able to build a new place in that location.
Is there a view from this?
View of the lake?
Mhm.
No.
He doesn't need a variance for construction. It's already a non-conforming lot. He can tear down a footprint.
Right.
All we're talking about is whether he moves it 4 feet or not whether, right, okay. just making
The
sure.
building the same size.
Right.
Yeah.
And if he makes it, I don't know, you can argue whether he's making it less non-conforming by shifting it. One side will be
More
less
conforming.
non-conforming, right, one will be more and one will be less, but
Mhm.
There's actually pictures to get a perspective of being on the ground looking between the east abutter and the west abutter. Gives you a better idea of what,
Which one is this? Is
I think
Is
it's
this
probably
you
that
here?
one.
no,
No,
the one in the
The
back,
white one in the back.
straight up,
that's you.
right there.
Okay.
there's another one that shows the side by side though, right?
That's what I was
Yeah,
trying to
I
find.
had them with the,
That one.
no,
No,
This one?
no,
No.
those are just the abutters.
I don't see
I
any of
did,
the.
I did one on both sides
Okay.
from the facing south in front of our place to each abutter to give you a better idea of what the shift would do.
the showing me the stick I can see. Do you want me to see if I can find that one on the stick map?
No, I'm just gonna look at Google Maps.
Okay.
Usually does a pretty good job here.
I mean, you can see it on the survey drawings, how close they are, but to actually see a picture of it is, I believe, would be beneficial. I should have printed them, but I don't have a printer up here.
So you don't have any butters on your north side, on the north side?
No.
Just that shed.
It's the boat.
Boat storage area.
Yes.
In the north, but behind them, there's no cottages behind. That must be facing down. This is what this. That must be facing south. This must be facing south. Because
That's
behind-
facing south, but
Yeah.
that's my west of butter.
It's this house right here. It's this, it's the new,
Right.
the 2-33 lot.
Right, which
So this is the
on
closest,
It's
this is
on the
the-
site plan, it's right here.
Yeah, this is the closest. This is the one he's be moving away from.
The 33.
33, yeah.
33, yeah. He'd be 4 feet further than he is now. 4 feet closer to U32.
Yes.
That's my brother-in-law's unit.
Your brother-in-law owns lot 32 right next to you?
Yes. His wife and his children.
Any other questions right now?
Not right now.
No? Any public input?
Yes, all right, so I'm Patricia Lane, I'm president of the Lakewood Cottages.
You know what, you just need to talk in the next.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna type
Say your name again.
Yes, hi, Patricia Lane, president of Lakewood Cottages. I'm here in support of the project. We have general guidelines for building to within the condominium, which he meets all of that. We understand it's not the same as what the town needs to approve. But it will make the place look a lot easier, nicer on the eyes. That whole top of those last cottages towards the top of the road have all done a lot of work, except the one he's moving a little further away from. And the other thing too is, you're all aware of it, I know, is we had the other dry hydrant put in. So I know that's a big worry about fires and stuff, since we had one in 15. The only one in 50 years, but we had one. And then we were just lucked out and got on the budget to have the dry hydrant put in. So hopefully that would take a little of it uncomfortableness out of it. It's all close regardless. Every single place up there is close. And you forgot to mention your in-laws too. So
Oh, yeah.
there's 2 more. Because I know they're not going to stop coming. But that's pretty much all. If you have any questions of me about the area and cottages, I can answer them. But we are in support of this.
Thank you.
you.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
Nope.
No? Ready to close any other public comment? No? Ready to close and deliberate? Yeah, all right. You guys want to jump into the 5 or you don't have anything? First thought is we often talk about like, what are we actually looking at here? We're not looking at whether or not he's not
Right.
going beyond the height variances. We're talking about where he is as far as feet away from the houses around him.
I just don't see it as a hardship. I don't know.
Yeah, it's always the tough one. Not owing to a special condition of the property that distinguishes it from other properties in the area, denial of the variance will result in unnecessary hardship. Special conditions of the property is that they are all stacked on top of each other. More so than most places. It was already non-compliant.
Right.
Right.
It's going to be non-compliant even if he tears it down and builds it where it sits. No fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision to the property. It's always go so hand in hand to me. Again, it was already non-conforming. It's still going to be non-conforming.
Kind of where I am at. It will always be non-conforming. You could build on the current footprint. Why not center it?
Yeah, want to make it fit. Why not make it
Yeah.
even as far as the other two buildings go?
That's what I'm thinking. Gotta be able to build anyway.
It's not like he's asking to make it a bigger footprint.
Yeah, it's not a larger space on the lot.
He's gonna go up, but he can.
Anyways, right.
Yeah, that's not really.
Nobody has, his abutters doesn't have a problem with them going up.
Yeah, there's no block.
There's nobody, well, there's nobody that said
Nobody.
anything.
He can go up, and we can,
Okay,
doesn't need a variance to go up.
All four of them were noticed.
okay.
Kind of doing this in reverse order. You want to go back to one?
He can only go 49 feet.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay, granting the variance would not be contrary to the public interest. The way I look at it is that he's kind of making it an even public interest compared to his two lot neighbors. Fits on a lot better.
Yep.
If the variance are granted, the spirit of the ordinance would be observed. Again, it's already a non-conforming lot. He's making it evenly non-conforming. It's a better way to look at it. Granting the variance would do substantial justice. We'll keep coming back to the same things here. It's already non-conforming. He's not building a bigger building.
Right.
And if the variance are granted, the values of the surrounding properties would not be diminished. Well, there's no evidence here to prove that that would be the case one way or the other.
I agree.
Not there on that.
Actually, maybe better. Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we already did number 5.
Mhm.
Any motions?
I'll make it a motion to approve case number, is that ZB 22-07?
It is.
Mhm. I second that.
Made and seconded. Any discussion?
Nope.
Nope. Those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Good to go.
Thank you very much.
You still need a building permit and demo permit. And
I have built a sign up, so. Thank you very much for your time.
Have a good night.
Good night. Good night.
And case 22-08, John West. So we just have, probably heard from the other case, just have you read the application or whoever wants to read it into the record.
Yeah, I was just going to introduce myself. I'll let him read it, but my name is Eric Paquette with Paquette Pools. I submitted the application. Thank you for meeting with us today. We're just here to apply for a variance to build inside the 40-foot setback for a 12 by 24 in-ground vinyl line swimming pool. And I'll let him read his statement, and hopefully I can help you with any questions you might have.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm John West. I'm the owner of the property at 314 Lancaster Hill Road in Tilton. This is pertaining to case number ZB 22-08 for a variance for the location of the in-ground pool. A variance was requested from Article 7,
Appendix C
Appendix C, thank you, RA.
is the rural agricultural district.
Okay. Of the zoning ordinance to permit construction of a 12 by 24-foot in-ground pool with cool deck on the proposed site, which is 25 feet
From the side.
from the side setback, where 40 feet is required. So the facts supporting the request, granting the variance would not be contrary to the public interest because the variance allowance would have no negative effect on any abutters and enhance home values. If the variance were granted, the spirit of the ordinance would be observed because the proposed use pardon me, is beneficial to the value of the property, is a common use of backyard space, and does not violate the spirit of the ordinance because it results in no net harm to abutters. Granting the variance would do substantial justice because the site chosen represents the only area of relatively flat terrain and contour in an otherwise uneven sloping topography that is ideally suited for the project and was previously the site of an above-ground pool in the same area. If the variance were granted, the value of the surrounding properties would not be diminished because the in-ground pool and cool deck will enhance property values and desirability. The design is simple with no slide or diving board that could potentially pose safety risks to the surrounding community. And the location is not readily visible to any of the abutters. Necessary hardship owing to a special condition of the property that distinguishes it from other properties in the area. Denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship because no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance provided provision and the specific application of that provision to the property, because if the variance request were denied, the costs involved in reorienting the project would result in substantial project cost overages owing to additional excavation and drainage charges, as well as cool deck design changes. The proposed use is a reasonable one because, in my opinion, and that of the pool contractor, specified site is the logically preferred location based on prior use precedent, the unique geography and topography of the site, the benefit to property value, and the limited impact to abutters.
So also if you want, like there, those should be maps of his property.
These ones? Oh,
Yeah,
these
but
ones
I
over
also
here.
have the arrows, you can see that.
These guys.
Oh, this is from the last, that's the last.
He has one of that. Map
Oh. Well,
shows that the abutter, the house is only, kind of shows. You can see where the old pool is on there, I think. Thank you. And you see he's putting it way back.
mm,
The house.
First of all,
Oh,
mostly out
okay.
of curiosity, what is a cool deck?
Cool deck basically is just the surrounding deck surrounding the pool.
Okay, so is it like a concrete deck? Is
Yep.
it okay,
That's it.
so it's just the like,
It's a skirt.
Apron, skirt.
Yeah.
what you normally would associate with a pool? Okay,
Absolutely.
all right.
Yeah.
Making sure I have the
Nothing
right
unusual.
mental image.
Yep.
And is this including that concrete, the cool deck? That's the setback isn't to the edge of the pool, it's to the edge of the concrete.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yes. The outer limits of the project.
And so you have 157 feet from your, making sure, your east side abutter,
Yes.
and 105 from the north. And
The
what's
back, yeah.
preventing you?
He's 40 feet.
He needs 40 feet. So
Within that.
what's preventing you from shifting this, 15 feet to the east?
Well, we have a deck on the back of the house, and based on the overall dimensions of the project, it would cut into that space there where the current existing deck is. It doesn't show on the older images there, but it's right off the back of the house, and it's a sizable footprint.
And does the property drop off in the back or
Elevation goes up in the back.
goes up?
Yeah.
So I was just wondering why you couldn't turn the pool 90 degrees.
Right. Yeah, there'd be significant excavation.
Was there a variance on the above ground pool?
I didn't see one. I don't know how long.
And so 25 feet, that's the absolute, like, you can't even get an inch more. Just, I can't see, I don't know what it looks like, so I'm just trying to get a good a good
I
reference.
think that's your impression, Eric, is that it's,
We're just trying to tuck it behind the house, basically.
yeah, we
It's
kind of
still-
put it behind the house, and there's a flat plane that runs right behind the house. And beyond the flat plane, within the scope of the project, it begins to elevate.
So you couldn't move it not at all, you know, up more? Away from the house, or it has to be near the house?
Well,
It
goes
needs to
uphill.
be
We
near
want
the
to stay
house
out of
that it
the
starts to
elevation
go.
change,
Yeah.
basically.
It complicates the project significantly if we move out even a little bit.
Okay.
Now, according to the map, of course, the setbacks might have changed, but even the house is not compliant right now. The house is 25 feet from the property. The garage.
Sure, it looks like it's within that, yeah.
It looks like.
If
the
it's
pool-
shooting
looks-
off of, if that's an accurate reference. yeah.
If it's an accurate reference, the pool and the garage are in the same plane,
Yeah.
but the house may have been built before
Mm.
there was a 40-foot setback.
It almost looks like this piece got cut out of this lot. If you look at the map, it
Oh, yeah.
almost looks like they
They
cut that
took a little
number 3
slice
out.
out, yeah. Bet you that's exactly what it. It's interesting, because that little backfill is.
What year is the house built?
2005.
And so the design of your pool, it doesn't allow you to crunch that apron a little bit up against that deck and move it.
We
15
would be able to build in the best possible site if we could just encroach on that 40-foot setback. Most towns, 15, 20 feet is the setback, so I just wasn't sure why it was 40 in this particular.
It's the
area.
zoning. It's the rural agricultural zoning that spreads everything
Spread
further
everyone
out.
out.
Yeah, so anything over 200 square feet has to meet the total setback versus if it's below 200, then it's an accessory structure and has just the 10 feet, so.
Oh,
And
it's
it's
not-
agricultural
I would
district,
say it's not just the agricultural, it's just the square footage also.
yeah,
yeah.
for accessory structure.
I don't have any other questions right now. I don't know if you guys do or not.
No, just like, kind of like what said, it says, why you can't encroach upon your own deck, but you have no problem encroaching upon a property line is interesting, and a desire isn't a hardship. You desire to have it there, but setbacks are there for a reason to a degree. And so having that much room on one side, if you had no room but there, it would be different. But you have 157 feet on one side, and you're saying you do not have 15 feet to slide over.
Not without incurring significant cost because of the slope of the backyard.
No, to the right. I'm not saying further from the house.
Because of the deck or patio.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, why isn't it, then just, it's tough because we can't see it. Why isn't it 30 feet from the setback, 35 feet? I just don't know I'm almost inclined to a site visit
Like we did with the other pool.
like we did with the last
Yeah.
pool. I mean, we were kind of hemming and hawing, and then we went and saw it and we were like, oh yeah, this makes total sense.
Right.
Is it a patio or is it a wood deck?
Wood deck.
We do have to overdig the site, so the footprint of the pool, we'll have to overdig the pool, the footprints, and we just need to have enough room to go around to be able, with the deck being where it is, to try to stay off the setback. We might not be able to stay off 40 feet in that area. That's why we need just to go inside that 40-foot setback, still on the property, but more like 25, 30 feet instead of 40, 45.
So it's the over digging that's going,
Well, I'm just saying, as far as building the project, and that's why if we didn't get the variance, we might not be able to build this pool.
because in the construction process.
In the construction process. it wouldn't
Yeah, just the
matter,
building
because
process.
You
You
go
can go
right
over
up your
setbacks.
property line.
I know, are you saying that you're moving
Finished
it,
product.
the finished product over because the construction process would be too close to the home?
Yeah, we want room to be able to build in the yard, and that's why we just want to build inside the 40-foot variance, to be able to build the pool properly and not have to basically change the project in any way where we're adding costs to the job.
I guess I don't understand I don't know. I think I'm missing something. I just don't know what it is. Is it
Because of the added.
the cost of building closer to the house? Is that what,
It's more material. Well, I'm sorry, what was the question?
is the cost of, you're trying to avoid the cost of building it closer to the house, that having to build that close would incur more cost?
But it wouldn't
No.
come closer to the house.
No,
You're just
that's not
talking
what
a
I'm saying.
push from that boundary sideways, it running parallel to the house. It would be the same amount of room working around it.
Right, he just doesn't want to turn on a deck. Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
It has nothing to do with slope of the land. It has everything to do with encroachment on the deck.
On the deck. And I just want to make sure you're putting in a 12 by 24 in-ground pool. What the cool deck is how many feet out is that? 4 foot?
We would have 8
Do
feet
you
in
wanna try
the shower
drawing
line,
the-
and we'd have 4 feet on one walls and 4 feet on the back.
Do you want to draw the
And I
deck
just-
and show, like,
You know,
I
it's
think
almost
they're
like
looking at this whole.
what we were saying.
So why does it
Well,
small?
that's
I
the
know we
setback to the
probably
boundary,
lost
but there's a deck there, so we already have a boundary there that's not the 100.
Yeah.
Right, so maybe just, why don't you just draw your deck on this, they got a better image of why you're not, I think they're just seeing this big.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we need
Deck hole.
space.
Well,
And
I mean, that's a big problem.
my other question is, and I think Matt already asked it, but the setback into the encroachment into the setback includes the deck, not just the pool, correct?
That would be sitting inside the setback if we got the variance, correct?
So, but the variance has to be from the edge of the deck, not the edge of the pool.
The edge of the concrete.
The edge of the concrete, edge of the concrete.
That's
So
fine,
this-
that's why we're here.
this
for
little
variance, so we can
illustration
build inside.
just kind of highlights the.
Is that what you're asking? I guess
Oh,
the
We need to
That's
know.
why we're here for a variance.
Right,
Coming off.
we need to know how many feet you're gonna be into the variance with the deck, not just the pool.
mm,
15, right?
No, I believe, I mean,
I guess what we were trying to say
we can
is
only go
this,
so far the other way, so that's where we wanted to put the pool.
is the 25-foot mark like where water ends or where
Yeah.
concrete apron
I
ends?
believe the way this is designed is water's edge here.
Okay, so it's more than 25 feet into the
With the
setback.
apron.
Yeah, we're talking 20 with the apron,
Okay.
21.
Okay,
Okay, that's-
we need to know that.
That's just trying to
Because they
understand.
can't have a concrete deck in the setback either.
That's why we're here for variance.
But we need to know the footage from,
yeah,
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 that's your
so
water.
instead of 15 feet, it may be 20
So there's
feet.
4 feet on the back wall there going into the setback, this one boundary that we need to.
So now
Yeah,
you're only
variance for it.
21 from the property.
Correct.
25.
With that
That's the
cool deck.
pool, that's the footprint of the pool, not the water. Water's edge is 25 feet.
Yeah, but.
Setback, the edge of the pool would be 21.
Okay.
Would we count
With the apron.
the skirt on this? I mean, he's building.
Every
it.
city in town
And
is different too.
technically, a
with
structure
this.
is anything not naturally found in the environment.
Oh, so we did this with the,
Definition,
we did it with this, the little drainage square in the
Right.
dialysis place.
Right.
Mhm.
Because the deck got defined as a structure by planning.
Cool deck is part as a structure.
Yeah, if the
Where
drainage,
if it was a gravel deck or something like that, patio.
Right.
That material came out of the earth to make.
yeah, if planning determined that the
Concrete
little 2-foot drainage square of concrete is a structure, then this would
Right.
qualify as a structure.
Right. So instead of a 25-foot,
Maybe 21.
they're asking really, if
Be
it's a
21,
21.
almost 20 feet in.
Did you show that? He drew the.
Yeah, did you guys see this here? You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw the one back.
I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I benefit from a site visit. I don't know.
Yeah,
If I'm the only
I
one,
agree.
then I'm not gonna
I agree.
press on it. I mean, obviously, if that's something you want. So, I don't know, we haven't, I just want to make sure we're following proper order on this. If we
You can continue and schedule. a-
request the site visit, because he'd have to agree to a site visit, we can't just demand
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Right,
And I-
Put some, the only thing it'll impact him is it'll impact him a month.
Yes, right, but we could
Right, or you could.
vote on it tonight.
Right,
Uh,
and once it's tonight, there's no come back.
Do you feel we would benefit from a site visit?
Well, I would feel that it would be beneficial if it helped you to make a determination that it was appropriate and you felt comfortable and confident with it. I'm a
Yeah,
little concerned about the timing.
sure, it pushes everything out. What's
August
the
16th.
minimum? We can do them earlier, right, or do we have to?
We
That's up
can
to you
schedule a
guys.
special meeting, have to announce it tonight.
How much notice are we supposed to give?
You don't have to give any if you schedule it tonight.
Oh. I'll entertain motions from you.
I'm
Pretty
fine.
well.
I have, I'm a teacher, I have some around right now. I'm all done moving around, so I'm around.
Can we do like a 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
I can do almost
absolutely.
anything.
4 o'clock.
Wait, when?
We didn't pick a day.
Oh, good.
We picked a general time, yeah.
I can do it any day but Friday and tomorrow.
Do you all, I haven't gotten a consensus. Do you all agree that we'd benefit?
Yeah,
from
could it,
seeing
can
all
it be
that?
approved or denied that night or day, or do we have to wait till August now to?
No, but you'd have to schedule another meeting. You can't do it on site.
Right, okay.
That wouldn't really be
So what you're
appropriate. It's a
saying-
public hearing, but you could do a
Have an
site
extra
visit
meeting.
and then announce now when the next meeting would be, so there'd be no new abutter notices.
So we could do both the site visits scheduled now and the next meeting.
Yeah, we could do the site visit and have the meeting following it here, and you could come back here. But that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
That's fine with me. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
As long as we
Do
just
it
gotta
all
pick
in
a
one
date
day,
here.
that would be better than two.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
trying to
Trying
not
not to
drag
delay
it
it.
here.
Yeah, I
Right,
appreciate it.
exactly.
Is there a particular date? The only thing I can't do is the 28th to the 30th. I can make just about anything else work.
I'm out of town till the 1st of August, but that shouldn't hold you up. I can get Janice to come
Okay.
and let you in the building, and you guys pretty much are
Right.
on your own.
Monday, the 25th, good?
Monday, the 25th. Sounds good. 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that work for you
Let
before
me
we
take a
do
look
that?
at my calendar.
And should the application be changed to reflect
The 21 feet.
the 21 feet?
I mean, we've changed them in the process of approving it as we've
Right, to
talked.
include, you can make a motion to include the skirt, which is 21 feet if you end up approving it that way.
I have an appointment, but I can change it.
Okay,
It's definitely a priority.
does earlier or later work better for someone? Are you stuck to 4 o'clock?
Mhm.
You can do 4
I can
o'clock?
change it, yeah.
So we'll do 4 o'clock on the 25th of July.
Yeah.
Do we need to make a motion on that?
Yeah, you should make a motion.
Okay, making sure.
And well, and then you'll make a motion on that and then and a meeting. Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna come here and then meet afterwards?
Yes.
So you should probably make a
Two
motion.
separate motions?
Yeah, well, no, you do all one. You can say you're gonna make a motion to have a site visit on July 25th, followed by continuation of this meeting at, say, 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You should put a time on it.
I make a motion that we have a site visit for zoning board case 22-08 for July 25th, 4 o'clock, with a site visit, or sorry, with a meeting to follow at 4:45. Is that reasonable?
Right
Yeah.
after, well,
Right
right
after?
after, right after.
Yeah, we have to give it time.
4:45,
4:40.
with a meeting at 4:45,
45. I second it.
also on July 25th.
I second it.
Any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very kindly.
Thank you
You're
for coming
welcome.
in.
Look forward to seeing you then.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Save this.
You know, it's funny, I was thinking, I did the third time, I'm like, I can't see what's like, I can't do a drive-by.
Because it's so set off the road.
It's so
Yeah,
far back.
yeah.
And I was like, because today I was just riding around on the bike. I'm like, I should just buzz by these places. And I'm like, well, I can't on this one. Like, this driveway's like,
Yeah, you can't do walking.
no. So I was just like, well, that doesn't.
Do you guys want to do meeting minutes?
Sure.
Any motion on the minutes from May 17th?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written for May 17th, on May 17th.
And I'll second it.
Made and seconded. Those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
I won't say anything because I wasn't there.
All right. No, you weren't there,
No,
right?
that was
No,
graduation.
he was-
That was school.
That is, the meetings are approved. And any motions to adjourn the meeting?
Well, I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
I would second that.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn the meeting at 18:41. Those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned.
Oh.